Hello, everyone. My name is Rajiv Chopra, and I'd like to take the opportunity to give you an overview of my creative ecosystem. First of all, who am I? I used to be a corporate professional once upon a time and was a company CEO, but now I'm a photographer, a writer, a video maker, and an educator. My interests span photography, video, writing, history, culture, education, definitely. And I also think a lot about geopolitics and the impact of various concepts or various events on our society. Now, before I get into each, I would like to give you an overall map of what the ecosystem looks like. The first is my Substack publication, which I call Tramping the Dusty Roads. The second is a podcast, which is embedded in the Substack publication. It's called the Dusty Mike Chronicles. Then there is a YouTube channel, which I call the Dusty Lens Chronicles. And my Medium publication is called Between Dhool and Roshni. And as you can see, in all of these four channels, there is the commonality of dust because I live in a dusty country. As far as LinkedIn is concerned, I have two newsletters. One is called The Educated Eye, which is about photography, basic education, and photography education. And I also have one which I called Second Order, in which I go beyond what you might call the headline. I analyze concepts in books, geopolitics, history, and environmental stuff. And of course, I then related back to a series of essays around a particular topic. And then there is my photography portfolio, let's say, collection. My website is w.rajivchopra.com. I have a portfolio on 500px and one on Behance. So now I'm going to take you through each individually. The first is my Substack publication, Tramping the Dusty Roads. After I left my corporate career and I have traveled across the world, I decided to focus all my travels on India because I believe that there is a lot in India that is absolutely wonderful and beautiful. And we have an absolutely fantastic culture and history, which most people don't really appreciate. So, not so the publication covers my travels across India, covers Indian history, culture, and heritage. And of course, there are my personal adventures, which are woven with a narrative depth. I don't do travelogues in the sense of I went from here to there and this is the hotel. I focus on the experience. And I have deliberately focused on India because it is my country and I believe it's a much underappreciated country. And on the right at the bottom, you see the logo. The podcast, which is embedded in my Substack publication, I call it the Dusty Mike Chronicles, and it is an audio companion to the Medium photography articles. And it gives voice and texture to the written words. And it not just bridges the written and the spoken word naturally, but in talking about some of the concepts that I write about, I add a new or an additional or an alternative flavor to what I write about in Medium. And I go, in a way, much beyond what's there in Medium as well. Then we have the YouTube channel, the Dusty Lens Chronicles. And because I live in Delhi, so a lot of what I will be doing in the future is walking in Delhi, the streets, the history, the hidden corners, travel films across India as and when I travel. I used to only take photographs, but now I also travel with a couple of cameras. I use my Fujifilm X-T4, my Fujifilm X100V, and for video, the companion camera is the Fujifilm XM5, but in the summer, I now use my GoPro. So I will try to dedicate one video per month on the philosophy of photography, a bit of image analysis, especially the old masters, and let's say a few hints about visual literacy, and 1 to 2 videos per month on photo editing. And again, I will focus a lot on my approach in photo editing and what I see in the image. As far as YouTube shorts are concerned, I will try to put in about 20 shorts per month on travel and what I might call a moment in my life, and 6 to 8 shorts per month on technical photography topics and tips and tricks. So stay tuned and follow me there. Medium, I initially called it essays on photography, but I decided it has to go much deeper than that. That's why I said it's between Dhool and Roshni, between the dust of the Indian streets and the light, sometimes the harsh and sometimes the absolutely beautiful light that we have in India. Also, the word Roshni comes from the Persian, translated then into Urdu, translated then into Hindi. And it also, I chose this word because it signifies the entire cultural continuum that we have in this part of the world. So this is my photography newsletter on Medium, on the craft, the aesthetics, and the philosophy of the image, plus a whole bunch of other topics that influence photography without us sometimes being aware of them. So yes, it is the space between dust and light where photographs live and where experiences live and where your emotions live. The Educated Eye, which is my photography newsletter on LinkedIn, it's really about basic education. Then it comes basic education in philosophy, and I want to stress visual literacy as well. And my aim is to help people develop a greater appreciation for the art of seeing, for the art of having an educated eye, and for developing their visual literacy skills. And I must say that towards the end of the year, I will have courses on visual literacy. So I aim to bridge the gap between seeing, most of us just see without seeing, and truly observing, which is an active participation in the world. Second order is not just about geopolitics, history, and policy. While it is there, I also talk about the historical frameworks as applied to contemporary state and societal behavior. I go deeper and I analyze the truth or alternative perspectives to marketing. So I try to go beyond the hype. And there will be essays on sociology, environment, and how it really applies to us. So I weave in a lot of information from books, from articles I read, from thoughts or my concerns. So it's more than just a brain dump. It's more than just shooting out an article. Now, it's unlikely that you're going to get an article more than once in 2 weeks, maybe once a month on second order, and maybe once in 2 weeks as far as the educated eye is concerned. Now, on the horizon for second order is Mughal empires and state capacity, and a little bit of the link between business and state. I want to talk about India's external dimensions, how the relationship between India, Pakistan, and China is very complicated. I'm not a geopolitical expert. You can call me a concerned citizen. As far as India and Pakistan are concerned, it's also important to realize that we were one people, divided by politics, unfortunately. We have a problem with energy security, and energy security, water security have to be a part of our future horizon. And when you talk about energy security and energy and environmental issues, are electric vehicles as green as we believe them to be? Can we go beyond the hype? My web presence is, well, w.rajivchopra.com. That's where I am on my website. I will provide links to 500px and Behance. And before I go, I will also have links to everything, to my Substack publication, to my Medium publication, as well as to the link. And I'll tell you where to find me on LinkedIn. And I will have links to my website, my 500px account, and to Behance. So read the description and you will find links. A short disclosure. The concept of this video, the entire narration, is done by me. I use Claude AI to help me make these slides because I wanted to do them fast, but I've edited them. I've not just taken what Claude has given me and dumped it on people blindly. I am recording this video in Camtasia. I will record the video in DaVinci Resolve 20, and the music will be from Epidemic Sound. I might use some sound effects from Envato, but if so, I will again add links to all of these assets. So follow the journey. Tramping the Dusty Road, Substack, the Dusty Mic Chronicles, the podcast, the Dusty Lens Chronicles, YouTube, between Dhool and Roshni, Medium, Second Order, LinkedIn, and the Educated Eye, LinkedIn. Every platform brings a different perspective, primarily to the world of photography. How I view photography, how I view travel, how I view culture, how I view history, how I view my country, and how I view education, and finally, how I view geopolitical, social, and marketing concepts, and how I view the world, especially the environment that we live in. I can never forget that everything that we do will have an impact environmentally, not just in the remaining years I have left in the world, but also on the generation that follows. So we need to be responsible citizens, and we need to think about what we are doing and what actions we take and how we impact society and our world. Follow me, and so follow me. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you actually follow all these sites. I will provide the links at the bottom of in the description. So thanks very much, and I will continue next week with other videos. Bye. Ciao. Rajiv Chopra saying sayonara or ciao.